Guys? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Watchlist podcast. I am your host today, so it could be a train wreck. Let's see how it goes. As always, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, Instagram. Did I miss anything?
I
Don't
believe
think
so.
so. Perfect. Got it all. Let's go around the horn. Jagger, what'd you do this week?
This week, it was a big week for me. On Friday, I took my first CPA exam out of 4. I believe I miserably failed it.
Oh,
Perfect.
So probably gonna have to retake that soon. Now I'm in a predicament of I don't get the test score back until March 18th. So we'll see what happens. Gonna keep moving. Shows this week. Watched the new episode of White Lotus, Invincible, and Severance. I didn't love the White Lotus episode, but Invincible and Severance are both phenomenal. Severance might have been my favorite of the whole series, maybe second. Yeah, I think I like the snow one better. But
Agreed.
Monday, I had a triple feature of Wallace and Gromit, Nosferatu, and Alien. The latters were good. The first was not. It shouldn't even be nominated for any type of picture. I watched Vertigo, Alfred Hitchcock. That was phenomenal. And Braveheart. So I knocked out number 69 and 70 on my IMDb top 100 poster that I have over here. I watched A Complete Unknown so I can get a little bit more, so I can actually see Timmy if he actually wins. I'll understand why. And then I finished out last night with Lady Bird, which was also great.
Sweet. Chase, what you got?
what's going on, everybody? This week I always say that I didn't get to any movies outside of our movies, but I did get to a movie this week. I got to Anora, which I really, really loved. Thought it was really good. I gave it a 4-star with potential for a 4.5 upon digest, but thought it was really good. I already spoke about it with Schnur yesterday and Christian a little bit, so I won't go too crazy into depth. But I'm excited for the Oscars tonight to see how they do tonight, and I think that a lot of them are deserving for some of the awards that are being presented. So, or that the ones that they're nominated for. But that was a good one. And then I just watched the 3 movies, and obviously the Severance episode, agreed, Jagger, arguably my favorite of the series. I'm also starting to think that it might be one of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen. I don't know if that's a crazy take, but I guess you guys can elaborate when you guys talk about your Severance experience this week. But yeah, that's everything I went through this week.
Love it. PlayStation headset, Christian, what we got?
That's
Um,
disrespectful.
It is.
So
You know
mean.
what? You know what it is because I just bought a $150 mic and I'm not even using it because it's not working for me. I didn't watch any movies outside of the 3 that we had this week. Very busy week for me. We had our audit week for my company. So Deloitte was in town, just working around the clock with the accounting team. So it was pretty brutal this week. Let's see, the Severance episode, yeah, like Jagger and Chase said, it was my favorite of the show so far. I don't know if it's yet maybe amongst the best of all time. There's definitely a couple of Game of Thrones episodes that I would put ahead of it. A couple Breaking Bad as well. But yeah, I didn't really do much outside of work this week because it was just crazy busy. For the people who are tracking my half marathon, I'm up to 8 miles right now, and we're actually at a 9-minute pace per mile now. So things are getting good. I know Chris Matula, shout out Chris, is a big fan of
Ugh.
the half marathon. So yeah, that's all I got.
Very nice. Very impressive pace. I don't think anyone's tracking it but you, but proud of you.
Chris is, so
Okay.
that's why. Yeah,
And Chris, that's it.
Talk to Chris.
yeah,
That's
Okay.
nice. I don't talk to
really
Chris.
good kid.
Shania, let's see your catalog. What we got this week?
I'll try to keep it short. I don't want to list off everything. In terms of what I did this week in general, like not really much. I'm officially moving out at the end of this upcoming week. So getting packing together and all that. As Chase mentioned, as we're recording this, we're recording it on Sunday, so it's before the Oscars happen. So we're looking forward to the Oscars tonight. When people listen to this, it'll already have happened. So hopefully some exciting stuff went down. In terms of what I watched the 2 Nasia movies. The Nasia 2 is like, I guess, going to be the highest grossing movie ever right now in theaters. It randomly started getting a lot of press this week. So I watched the first one, which I actually really liked, and then checked out the second. Like the first one more. but they're both good. I watched Lady Snowblood, which is the kind of inspiration for Kill Bill, which is a movie I mentioned I watched recently that I loved. Um, almost like I wrote in my letterbox review, the first two acts are almost like Kill Bill was almost shot for shot the same movie. Then it kind of goes a different way at the end, but really good. Give that 4 stars. Finally watched The Irishman, which I had never seen. It was long for sure, but it was actually
But
really
incredible.
good and cool. We watched On the Waterfront this week as one of our picks, and it was kind of cool watching those back to back with like the whole union and mafia relationship. And then I watched Glengarry Glen Ross with Pacino. Great cast, adaptation of a play. It's really good. And then rewatched Florida Project, After Sun, and Blade Runner, which were all fantastic as well. So that's
Love
really
it.
yeah.
Perfect.
What about you, Jordan? What did you do this week?
For me this week, busy work week. Yeah, it was pretty brutal, but this next week should be a little bit better. So got through that. Going to Florida in 2 weeks, so just trying to make it through there. Movies. Watch the.
Felt.
Okay.
What? Wait, what?
She said felt because he's also going to Florida, but yeah, that was a little strange. What did I watch this week?
Sorry.
Katie's never seen Django, so we watched that on Friday. I watched 2 of the movies on hour 3. Didn't get to On the Waterfront. Probably would have hated it anyway, so it's all right. What else did I watch? Obviously, Invincible, Severance, The White Lotus. I thought was incredible last week, Jagger. I'm excited for this week's episode.
I'm more excited for this week's, but I think this week was kind of like lackluster, or last week was lackluster.
Yeah,
1
you're
was
out of your
great,
mind.
2 was all right. This should be really good.
You're out of your mind.
Dude, it's like I was
yeah,
gonna
you
say
go,
on a
Sean.
show that like every season you're supposed to hate the characters. I think this is easily the most like I've ever hated
Yeah.
the characters.
I hate them all.
I
They're
can't.
absolutely
That
yeah.
whole North Carolina family is the worst, but it's
I think
great.
they're the funniest. Though. I like being
They're
around them
hilarious.
the most.
Yeah, dude. When the mom
3
is
ladies
just like,
are abysmal. The 3
Yeah.
ladies
Yeah.
are
They piss me
abysmal.
off.
yeah.
And so does Patrick Schwarzenegger. They're both all of them suck.
Yeah, I like.
Is
I was
his
gonna say that
brother
the
gay? Is he
the-
staring at his ass in the morning? That's a
Yeah,
little
dude.
bit,
I don't know.
what is that?
Something weird's going on with those kids in that family.
I'm not excited for that.
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Christian?
Comes of that.
the lady with the short hair, she's like one of the 3 girls, blonde hair,
Yep.
all really skinny.
Mhm.
Is she from something else? She looks very familiar.
A lot.
She's in
Tag.
The League.
Ah, Tag. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Talladega
that's where I know her
Nights.
from. Okay.
Talladega Nights. Yep. Yeah, she's in a lot.
What did she say? Drive on these or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
her.
remember. All right, let's get in. Let's do a quick recap of episode 4 if you want to go check that out before. We did a sci-fi movie breakdown. We did Tenet, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which was incredible, and Blade Runner 2049. We did a little new game of Who's Who that Chase came up with, which was pretty fun, where we guessed.
Retweet.
Okay, we guessed whose letterbox reviews were who, and got a little messy, so it was fun. And then we did some trivia. Today's schedule, we got Best Picture nominees, or Best Picture winners, apologies. We got Unforgiven, Amadeus, and On the Waterfront. And then we got a little game I came up with called Was It Nominated? Then we got an Oscars draft, and then we're picking next week's movies. And I think it's Best Adapted Screenplay. Is that the correct terminology? Schnurr?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Or just adapted screenplays in general, like movies based on books or pre-existing stories.
There you go. Let's kick it off to news with Jagger before we get into it.
Let's get into the news. All right. First thing, Kathleen Kennedy steps down as president of
Let's
Lucasfilms.
go.
Can we get a round of applause?
Well,
Hang on,
you can't applause yet because she's
before
not
you
gone.
before you continue. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
She's like gonna continue to produce Star Wars films and still be heavily a part of them, and she's gonna
Great. So we're
directly
fucked.
pick her successor. So if anyone's seen Succession, is literally that. She's Logan Roy. It's never gonna happen. She's basically always gonna be behind Star Wars, and that is evident because Sean Levy's Star Wars with Ryan Gosling So a few years after the sequels is coming back with characters set to return. It just I don't understand why Ryan Gosling's doing it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Sean Levy's terrible. Um, what are your guys' thoughts?
I was just telling Chase that I don't think I've ever been less excited for a movie than I am for that Sean Levy Ryan Gosling Star Wars. Like, Sean Levy is just one of the worst directors I think working today, and Ryan Gosling.
Wow,
What's that?
that's harsh.
He's terrible. He made like Deadpool and Wolverine and like all those like Ryan Gosling Free Guy and all those Ryan Gosling movies. That guy's brutal. And then Ryan Gosling is like, I remember in my Blade Runner review last week when we watched it, like, why does he not pick good movies anymore? That was like his last great movie he was in, and now it's just kind of been like these corny blockbusters that are like goofy and silly. Like, I want to see him do a serious role again. It kind of sucks.
Well,
Chasing that bread.
to jump back on that, I mean that movie, the space movie he's doing next year, right? He's supposed to be
Hopefully, yeah.
Project X.
Project
supposed to be like a
Hail
serious role, right? I
Hail
think.
Mary.
Yeah.
Project. Hail
Yeah,
Mary.
hopefully that's good.
Yeah.
I'm very
That's
disappointed
nice.
that this next Star Wars movie is going to be set 5 years after, I think, Rise of Skywalker. I know we've been talking about how we kind of want them to just be done with all of that and just go into the future. So that really sucks. I think it's still a little bit of a win that Kathleen Kennedy is somewhat taking a backseat. So we'll see who the successor is with that, but it still got me a little bit excited.
Hopefully we get Acolyte season 2. That show was
I'm down with it.
incredible.
That's what I want.
And
Well, that would provide for more content and funny, and we would get to see more Plagueis, which would be cool.
That's
But
true.
that's about the only thing it could provide.
And for all of our fans, let's get on to Jacob for not watching Andor season 1 yet. So let's
I
get, let's
haven't
get to
either.
that. Oh wow,
It's actually a
so
crime.
I was actually gonna
Yeah.
start it this week and I just didn't have time. So
Jordan,
maybe
you would love
we
it.
have two guys.
Yeah.
Jordan,
It's
we really like
actually
it.
so
Jordan
I
good.
don't have
especially, I
Disney
think would
Plus.
love it.
I don't know.
Listen, man, I'm a text away for the username and password. So
I might need that because I think Glenn and Jen canceled that Disney Plus.
Disney Plus is essential for the Pixar movies,
Yeah, it's
for me
pretty
at
big.
least.
Yeah.
I just felt like we talked about Christian, your little message that you sent us with all like the Star Wars and like that edit. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna toss on Attack of the Clones, and I could do that
Yeah.
with Disney Plus. There's
Yeah.
no reason. Sat down, ate some Chick-fil-A, and watched Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
That's
I need
incredible.
I
Is
need
that a
to
good
watch a
time?
Star Wars movie like every week, so I need it.
Yeah, my pick usually ends up being this next piece of news. Revenge of the Sith comes back to the theaters in April 25th or 28th. That is insane. Schnur is a hater of it, and I get it because the dialogue is horrific, but I love the story. It's such like a nostalgia for me. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time. So I know me and Christian are extremely excited. I know you are too,
Yeah.
Chase, but you're
Yeah.
not like
No, just Jagger and
Like me
Christian,
and
Chase.
Christian.
No worries.
What?
Not
I'm
like
a
I had, like,
huge
the-
Revenge of the Sith fan.
The
all right,
DVD.
you guys can take the.
Revenge
If
of
you
the Sith
guys-
is I have Revenge of the Sith as at a 5-star.
So
All right, I'm sorry I lacked it. I'm just anytime we talk about it, it's usually me or Christian.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
so
hyped up.
whoever
hyped
wants
up.
to see it with me, I'll be going to the first showing, and I'll have my Obi-Wan Kenobi Revenge of the Sith lightsaber and my Anakin Skywalker one. So whoever wants to use the other one, just let me know.
I hope you get jumped. Someone steals it from you.
Nah, dude, I'm trained now. I've been training in my basement, and there's no way anybody's beating me in combat as of now.
Oh my god. All right. What other news?
Moving
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
We talked about Shrek's new look, so we won't get on TikTok, so we won't get into it here. But one of the craziest things happened, I think it was yesterday. The Avengers Doomsday leaked concept photos is insane. One artist accidentally leaked them or leaked them on purpose. Schnur, do you know what it was?
I have no idea. I just saw they were leaked, and then they immediately got like
Leaked,
taken down.
Yeah, but they look insane. It's like they're going for like this God Emperor Doom, and he just looks absolutely ridiculous. We didn't see Robert Downey Jr.'s face in the concept, but kind of sucks knowing he's behind the mask. But I saw a tweet. It was like all this aura just for him to say "I hate you 3000," and I was crying at it. But it does look really good, and I hope it doesn't let down like expectations, especially after that. I wish
It
it was
probably
kept a
will.
secret, but it's okay.
Am I the only one that's like really upset that Robert Downey Jr. is still playing Doctor Doom? Like, is that like still a thing, or is it
I
just
think
me?
everyone's upset.
I
It's
think it's
just
stupid.
We've all come to accept it. I mean, like he's phenomenal on Oppenheimer. Hopefully, he can play a nice villain role. Just kind of sucks that they're just going
But,
back
like-
to him.
He'll be fine.
But
It's
like, what is
just
that?
the
But what does that
movie.
mean though? Like, I don't know the lore of like that era of Marvel, so you guys can tell me.
So-
But like, I'm assuming Spider-Man, like Tom Holland, will be in it, right? So like, what's gonna happen when he sees Robert Downey Jr.'s face?
He's gonna think that he's Iron Man, but it's this whole thing with they're still doing the multiverse stuff. This is gonna the end. This and Secret Wars is gonna wrap up all the multiverse stuff and combine everyone. It's just like another variant. It's not they're bringing back Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. This is a through and through Victor Von Doom, but
So
So
we'll see
is-
what happens with it.
do we know who the Avengers are gonna be? Like, is the X-Men in this?
We've got a couple rumors and stuff like and a couple confirms. The X-Men are going to be a part, but we don't know the extent of what it is because they still haven't put anything out yet, and this movie comes out next year. So I think they're going to be more heavily featured in Secret Wars, which comes out in 2027. But Fantastic Four will definitely be in it and play a big part because they're connected to Doctor Doom,
Dr.
like
Doom,
a heavy
yeah.
sense. So it's mainly going to be, I think it's going to be like a Doom versus Mr. Fantastic, which is, it's cool. It's Robert Downey Jr. versus Pedro Pascal with a bunch of supporting characters, but I
Can we
don't
get a
know.
little Silver
I'm so
Surfer in
excited.
there?
Yeah, he's going to be in, or no, they're doing the Silver Surfer woman for Fantastic Four.
Oh,
movie.
okay.
But she's played by the girl from Ozark. I don't know what her name was. The little
Ruth?
blondes,
Oh,
the blonde curly haired.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
Wolfman.
she's
Yeah.
she's like
Yeah.
the daughter of some
Yeah.
famous actor. I forget her name though.
I actually like
So
her as an
she's-
actress.
She's the
good.
Silver Surfer woman,
Okay,
so it's cool.
she's good. I don't
That's
care.
all that's all I got for the news.
Sounds good.
I was gonna say, Jagger, I was wondering if you had it in there. I saw this morning that Christopher Nolan apparently approached Robert Downey Jr. to play
Oh.
Poseidon in the Odyssey, and then he turned it down because of Avengers.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, which
makes it
sucks
even
because
worse.
he's probably regretting that so bad, like making that commitment to Doomsday right now, like
Oh
seeing all
my
those
God.
set photos and stuff. Like, did you see like the night battle scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know how
Ridiculous.
much money he's probably making from fucking Avengers?
Oh my god,
bro?
so
Yeah,
much.
Probably
more.
stupid. Yeah, probably way more. Probably triple.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, but
Chris-
at this point in his
Success of
career,
Oppenheimer.
how much money does he actually need?
Yeah, but you can always add.
Yeah, it's true. I guess never enough.
Money
Yeah, but
talks,
when you
bullshit
look,
walks.
When you look back on your career, you're gonna want to be a part of the Odyssey, not Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%.
Very true.
100%.
For Christopher Nolan, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I think he wanted to direct the next James Bond movie.
Holy
I
shit.
don't know if that's
Yeah.
confirmed or not,
No,
but
so he out coming off of Tenet, he wanted to do it, but he knew that Warner Brothers would give him the unlimited creativity he
Okay.
wanted. So he
Yeah.
didn't do it, and he did Oppenheimer instead, which I'm happier with that.
we're
so,
okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Sweet. So for the news, let's jump into our movies. The first movie we got is Unforgiven, which was Christian's pick. So Christian, if you want to give a little non-spoiler review.
Yeah, so this was my pick because I haven't seen a Clint Eastwood movie, a Western movie, so I was excited about it. So I'll read the plot here. Our main character, William Money, he's a retired, once ruthless killer turned gentle widower and hog farmer. To help support his two motherless children, he accepts one last bounty hunter mission to find the men who brutalized a prostitute. Joined by his former partner and cocky greenhorn, who's played by Morgan Freeman, he takes on a corrupt sheriff. I'll start with a little non-spoiler quick review. I didn't love this movie as much as I was hoping to, but I will say the costume design, the sets, some of the scenery I really enjoyed. I thought Clint Eastwood was great. Gene Hackman, I know he passed away this past week, so that was really sad that we were watching it the same week he passed away. So I thought he was the best part of the movie, but just really unfortunate to hear that news. So I'll swing it over to Jagger to hear your spoiler review.
Yeah, I didn't love it like I thought I would. I haven't really seen. I don't think I've seen actually any Clint Eastwood, so I was very excited to watch this. Me and Shannon were talking about this for like the last like 8 months, probably. Like we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this. Finally got the chance, and I was just very disappointed. I think the story's good. I like the themes of just like rich vengefulness. That's nice. How he just like, but there was so much of old guys being like, this isn't me anymore. Like, I can't do this anymore. And I just
Yeah.
felt like that was way too much. I thought Clint Eastwood's performance was bad. I didn't think it was good. I did not. He's just like just an old man, just like scout, like just hates the world and all this. I didn't like that. The only performance that really stood out to me was Gene Hackman. It's terrible that he just passed away, but I felt like really conveyed by his character. I thought the scene in the jail where he's giving the guy the gun and then he wants to give English Bob the gun was phenomenal. I
It's
felt the
awesome.
tenseness in that. The dialogue was pretty iffy for me. But besides that, like besides the bad, I did like the shots. I think they were good. I think the scenery was great. The first scene whenever Morgan Freeman, Clint Eastwood, and whatever that young bull's name is, when they get on the horses and are riding, they're like riding through hay fields or barley fields, and it literally looks like Ghost of Tsushima. It looks fucking incredible. But
Awesome.
the fact that that is one of like my favorite parts of the whole movie proves that I just didn't love it like anyone else.
Fair. Just lost my voice. Said fair. Honestly, I have like the same points as Jagger. I love Gene Hackman was the best. Clint Eastwood was mid, in my opinion. Like I felt like through the whole movie, he's just talking about this isn't me. This isn't me anymore. And I'm just like, okay, well, you're going to kill this guy. So like, what are we talking about? I guess it is you. Um, Morgan Freeman. Wait, it was Morgan Freeman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Walking free.
He was good. He was fine. Uh, Nothing like crazy standing out to me really. I mean, like the best like part of the movie for me was like the last like 30 minutes when they were actually like killing them, which I thought was good. Uh, didn't expect Morgan Freeman to like leave. He was just like, yeah, I got to go home. I'm like, okay. And then just dies, which I guess, escalated it to where Clint Eastwood just fucked everyone up, which was pretty cool. But yeah, that scene in the jail was the best part. That scene was definitely the best scene in the movie, I'll say. Yeah, I thought it was okay. I mean, I didn't like hate it. I thought it dragged a little in the beginning, which I get, like you have to build up the story, but I think it was a little too slow. But yeah, mid for me. Mid, little above mid.
Yeah, I actually really liked it. I'm kind of, I mean, I'm gonna echo the same sentiment with like the Clint Eastwood thing. Like the whole time he's just, and I've only seen one other movie with him, which was Dirty Harry, and he kind of plays like the same character. There's like no range of emotions. He's kind of just like oh, like I'm on the edge. I'm gonna do things my own way, and like I'm gritty and angry and this and that. It's like, all right, like, but he's just playing one emotion, and it just wasn't really that interesting. I don't know if it was because he was so bad or everyone else was so good that it made him look worse. But I thought like everyone else was great. Obviously, Gene Hackman um, was my favorite part as well. I raced right to my phone after the movie ended to see if he won supporting actor, and he did. Um, Fantastic. Rest in peace. That jail scene as well. Which, by the way, the guy in the jail, English Bob, was played by Richard Harris, who was the original Dumbledore from the first two Harry Potter movies. If you guys didn't notice that.
Fish
Um,
Bob.
Oh, a quick little thing. I was walking to work the day after I watched this movie, and I literally saw English Bob walking down the street. Uh, yeah, copy and paste, complete replica of English Bob in that movie. It was a little terrifying.
yeah, so the only thing I said I'm a little opposite of you guys. 'Cause I liked the first two acts way more than the end. Like I was way more invested early on. I liked their kind of journey across going to this town. I liked all the stuff with the prostitutes and them, with the one girl with her face cut up. I liked the stuff with Gene Hackman as they're weeding out guys like English Bob and other assassins coming to take out these two guys that have a hit on them. I liked all that, and then it got to the end, especially when like again, spoiler alert. When the Schofield kid he like kills the guy and then he reveals it's his first ever kill. I thought that was a great moment. And then after that, everything just kind of like went downhill for me. Um, I thought like the prostitute comes and gives that whole exposition dump about everything that happened to Morgan Freeman's character and just is like rattling off a whole play by play of everything that happened off screen. Um, which is something I just can't stand. And I thought that was kind of like out of place. It just made no sense. Um, she just had all the information right there and just listed it off for him. And then that kind of set him off to like go back into the town. And then he has the big confrontation and just every bullet misses. Like every single he just sits there and shoots, and every single bullet just whizzes past him.
Yeah.
And then he shoots Gene Hackman in the stomach, and then he's just fine. Like, and then he's about to shoot him, and then all of a sudden he just has like a spider sense and knows that he's turning over, about to shoot him again. He kicks the gun out of his hand. I was like, it was all just ridiculous in a movie that was so grounded in reality for the first like 90% of the movie, and then it just got kind of ridiculous at the end for me. Um, but apparently I read up on it. Apparently it's like very much supposed to be a deconstruction of the Western genre. Like it's supposed to subvert your expectations. So in that final scene, like everyone that misses is like shooting first before Clint Eastwood, and he shoots second. Whereas like usually the rule in a Western is, you shoot first and you win the gunfight. Um, so there was a lot of different things like that, I guess, throughout the movie, which I just didn't pick up on because this is also really my first of these like westerns before 2000. I mean, Tarantino has some westerns, but that's really the extent of my knowledge on the genre. So I would like to see more westerns. Maybe I'll appreciate it even more then. But I did still really like it. Like I said, it was honestly amazing. I thought, sorry, it was honestly amazing for most of it, and then I just didn't really love the ending.
Um, so I have a couple points. Gene Hackman, rest in peace. I watched this movie the night that he passed away, so it was actually
So did I.
really, it was like very, just like a weird like thing for me. Like I watched this movie at 1 in the morning on the train ride home from work, and then I woke up and they were like, "Oh, Gene Hackman passed away." So like that was really wild. Um, and obviously he, spoiler, like we said, he dies in this movie, so that was just weird. Just didn't feel right. But um, I thought that the ending was a little bit anticlimactic. I don't know if you guys felt that way at all. I figured like I was like, oh shit, like he just killed like his best friend just got killed. Like he's gonna go and he's gonna mess him up. Like he's gonna mess him up, and like he did, but I was just expecting a little more. Um, I guess that's just like unrealistic expectations of a Western movie. I guess I'm just too spoiled in some of these current movies that are released. But I also thought that Morgan Freeman's character, when his body was on display, I thought that was super disturbing. I really enjoyed that part of it, to display like just like the horrors of that time period. And I also thought that the Schofield kid, I thought that the fact that when he revealed that it was his first kill, it didn't really move me because I don't know if you guys again like felt this way, but I just the whole movie I was like, okay, obviously this guy's lying. Like he can't
Yeah.
see 10 yards away, and he's talking about all these people he's killed. Like it was just very obvious, and I was just kind of waiting for that revelation to happen. And then it did. So in a way, like that didn't hit me, I guess, as good as it probably should have because I was just expecting it the whole time. Um, but the biggest thing for me, like, totally understood why this movie won Best Picture. Like Christian said, the set design was phenomenal. The landscapes were absolutely gorgeous. Um, and Schnur and I were talking about the landscapes yesterday. Like he looked up to see if this was shot in Colorado. Like I felt the same way. Like some of the mountains, like we were just in Colorado for some context, visiting Jordan. And the landscapes looked very similar. Schnur, where'd you say it was shot?
I think it was Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Pretty
So
sure,
okay,
yeah.
so yeah, it was just absolutely gorgeous. Totally understood why it won Best Picture. Can't tell you what the other nominees were that year, but I would say for that award, it was very deserving. So I enjoyed it. I gave it 3.5.
Has anybody here seen the movie Little Man?
With
No.
Yeah.
Wayans or whatever.
Yeah, did you
No.
guys see Chase, did you see the white guy and like he brings the water to the
Yes.
guy that got
Yes.
shot? That was him. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God, I've never seen him play any type of role like this and this is
I
crazy." I was
know.
dying. I was like thinking of you.
He was
Funny.
also in. He's also in the first Scary Movie.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, the first Scary
That's
Movie.
right.
He's the
That's right.
Great franchise.
Yeah.
I can't like. Do you guys remember the scene in the beginning when they're in the car and he's like making out with his girlfriend in the back seat? Like that's him. He's like the one's like, "Oh, keep driving." He's like drunk driving. Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
No, I don't
Vague
I
idea.
remember.
I have to point out after the pod, but for me, with the Western movies, I love how whenever you're like talking to like your dad or your grandpa about movies, like they're always quoting these movies, and I feel like it was funny watching one of these movies because there's definitely some quotes you can take away from it. I wrote one down. It was at the end of the movie when after he kills everybody in the shop, he walks out. It's like raining, and he walks out and he goes, any son of a bitch takes a shot at me, I'm not only gonna kill him, but I'm gonna kill his wife, all his friends, and burn down his house. I thought that was absolutely great. I loved it.
That's corny.
But like that's just like what the
That's
Western movies are
Western.
though.
Yeah,
Like that's
that's
why I
fair.
love like those type of quotes. They're always funny to kind of hear. But I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily agree with you guys that you guys didn't like Clint Eastwood because I think the idea behind it was he was this like batshit crazy guy before meeting his wife, and then his wife kind of level-headed him. So that's why he was kind of like monotone, like not really showing his emotions, like didn't really want to go like ape shit on these guys. And then right when his partner died, he was like, okay, I'm just gonna unleash these emotions, and that's kind of when he, went crazy. So that I like that.
Yeah, I
I
thought that
agree.
was to me it was like he kept saying it over and over again how like level-headed and like my wife straightened me out. I'm not like this anymore. That I was like, okay, the last 20 minutes he's gonna go fucking crazy. Like I was just waiting for it, so I didn't think it
Yeah.
was anything like crazy. And also like I don't think he was showing crazy emotions. He just killed them all rather
Yeah,
than not. Like he wasn't showing any different acting.
I
But
agree.
yeah, no, I would agree. I just think it goes to his character because I think it was going back to Jacob's point when the prostitute came over and was kind of telling him that Morgan Freeman had died. Was it her? There was a part where they were talking about how Clint Eastwood in the past like murdered all the children and like all the wives and like basically just destroyed the entire town. I saw like that emotion unleashed from him at the end of the film, and that's what I liked. I don't know when that
I,
was brought up, but
that could have been.
It was
I
when he
don't know. I
was
mean,
like dying, I think.
there was another part where, which also a scene that I really liked, was when the prostitute that got cut up went over to see him when he was like alone, in that shack that they were hiding him in, and was kind of offering herself up to him because obviously, she used to be a prostitute, but now with her face all cut up, she's just kind of stuck at the bar and just feels like no one wants to touch her, no one wants to be around her, and she was like offering herself up. She wanted to feel some kind of like human emotion, some kind of connection, and he said he had a wife and she's dead. Um, but yeah, I agree with what Jordan was saying. I feel like he was like level headed throughout, and then it's like at the end he's gonna unleash it, but like he really like he didn't seem that drastically different to me. He just pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
I just thought there
are
was no
these
emotion.
are these movies the dialogue are they intentionally corny? I mean, Schnur, I know you said you've only seen a couple westerns, but like some of the quotes are just like funny, corny, and they're just like fun.
Well,
I don't
I
know.
think
think
they're
that's
supposed
the
to be like
I
that.
think yeah, I think that's the point of them. Like they're supposed to be fun movies. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
wouldn't say
don't
that
think
was a
there's
fun movie,
I mean, yeah, I see
but
I
what
like
did
I
you
know
not
what you're
have
but
fun.
saying.
I did not
yeah,
have fun in
like
that movie.
and
Jagger, were
also
you
too
sweating?
like
I was sweating.
Because I'm curious if a movie like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is considered one of the better old Western movies, I'm curious if it kind of follows the same, corny dialogue. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that, like the Dollars trilogy or like any John Ford or anything like that. But yeah, I've seen like the more modern, like just like a Tarantino like modern Western is really
Mhm.
the extent. And those are great dialogue. So I mean, and I didn't really think the dialogue was that bad in this. I wasn't like, oh, that's corny and cheesy. I was just kind of like,
It's
yeah, I
mid.
was just having fun with that. I thought like Gene Hackman, everything he said, like he just seemed like he was so free. Like the direction I thought was incredible by Eastwood. Like all the actors just seemed like they were just completely like loose and free besides himself. So I enjoyed the dialogue for the most part.
the
Fair.
scene when English Bob got his shit beaten out of in the town was sick too. I don't know if anyone
Yeah,
brought that
Yeah,
up.
that
I
was
that's
probably my
thought
great.
favorite 25 minutes of the movie.
I thought
Yeah.
he was gonna be sick. I thought he was gonna come in and like be like the main villain to like Clint Eastwood's
Yeah.
character, and
Yeah.
he was, he just got his confidence just taken right out of him from Gene Hackman and sent on his way. I thought he would have came back and done something. He's just a pussy.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
I wish there was more time of him just being a crazy lunatic, but there was nothing.
yeah. Should we go with scores around the horn? Jagger,
Sure.
what you got?
I gave it a 3 out of 5. It was all right.
Okay. Chase? I think you said 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah, I thought it was good. I just thought like some parts dragged, which is what usually gets me for lower ratings. So
Christian?
I gave this one a 4, but I will say I'm excited to watch more Western movies after this one.
Okay. Schneider?
Yeah, same thing as Christian. Gave it a 4. Looking forward to more westerns. Definitely loved most of it.
Okay. I gave it a 3.5, same as Chase. Same kind of. Yeah, it was good. Nothing crazy to me. So 3.5, right above average. Let's move on to the next one. So this was Schnurr's pick from last week. We got Amadeus. Schnurr, if you want to give a little non-spoiler review or summary.
Yeah.
Super excited to talk about Amadeus. It's a movie that I've been meaning to watch for like a decade. It feels like my mom has been telling me to watch this movie for a really long time. Finally got a chance to watch it. I don't know if I could find a synopsis quick. I could just give it. Like it's about this composer Salieri, who is working for royalty in Vienna, and all of a sudden this young up and coming composer, Mozart, comes onto the scene and starts to get all this hype, and Salieri is not a fan of that. He's jealous, and it's kind of about their rivalry and this jealousy. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was incredible. Um, the only thing that held it back for me was for the first 2 acts of the movie. Salieri kept coming in and like just he was like narrating most of the movie, and then he would just chime in the middle of like an opera scene and be like, oh, I was furious in this moment. It's like, okay, like I see you're furious. Stop telling me. That was the only thing I didn't like. But then the third act, they kind of went away from that, and it was incredible. Obviously, get the obvious things out of the way. The music, fantastic. F. Murray Abraham won Best Actor for this. He's incredible. Salieri, Tom Hulce, amazing as Mozart. Um, the costume design, the production design, all amazing. Immersed in the time period. I love that. And yeah, before we get into spoilers, I will say I think we're going to talk about the laugh a bit, Mozart's laugh, because he does have a very distinct laugh in this movie. And I don't know how you guys feel. I know you guys were all like joking about it. I thought that was like an amazing thing that they added in, because you're hearing the story, like you're seeing the story, but it's all from Salieri's perspective and how much like you know about his hate for Mozart. So I'm kind of imagining like the laugh probably wasn't that annoying. Maybe it was like a little bit, it stuck out, but like it's exaggerated because that's how Salieri thinks about it, as this like annoying laugh that he constantly hears in his head. So I love that, and I'll turn over to you guys for more spoilers. And then
Well,
we'll get
can I say something? I know it's not my turn. Can I say something quick about the laugh?
Yeah.
No.
into
Okay. I read online that the laugh was intended to be very similar to what Joaquin Phoenix's Joker's laugh is. It's like a nervous laugh in the movie. It's like something that when he's uncomfortable, like when Mozart's uncomfortable, like he lets out a laugh that sounds like, I think they described it as glass scratching against metal, I think it was.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
So apparently Mozart did have a laugh that sounded like glass scratching against metal, but also I read that the fact of the matter is that he never had a nervous laugh in real life. So I don't know,
Interesting.
maybe it's, I don't know. It was odd to me, but
Yeah.
that was just what I saw. I didn't do a deep dive, but I looked it up and I didn't see anything there.
Okay. Yeah. I thought I was gonna really, really like this movie. I didn't love it, like at all. I won't say at all. I won't say at all because that means I hated it. I didn't hate it. It just didn't really do it for me. Chase was telling me that he watched the only one he could rent was the director's cut, which was like 3 hours long. I found the other one, which was still like 2 hours and 30.
I don't
or
know where you
2
could have possibly found
2 hours
that.
and 40.
Dude, we searched the web everywhere. Couldn't
Yeah,
find
I don't
it.
know. I just went on my Fire Stick and I said Amadeus, and there it was, both of them. Um, and Chase said like the director's cut, oh, it was super long. Maybe if I watched the other one, it wouldn't be as bad. I still think it was pretty long. Uh, and at like points in the movie, like last 30 minutes, I was like, all right, let's wrap this up. I was like, come on. I don't know, like what Schnur said, like the production and like the costume design, everything was really great. Like it looked cool. The story didn't really like do it for me. Honestly, my favorite part in the movie was the first like 15 minutes where he's talking to the pastor, I think is the correct word, and he was like playing the different tunes, and he's like, no, I've never heard of that. And then he plays the Mozart, and he's like, oh, I know that one, I know that one. He's like, that's not me, which I thought like that was my favorite part of the movie. So when that happened, I was like, oh, okay, this movie, I might like it. And it just didn't do it for me. I don't really have like an explanation of it. It's just like watching it didn't really get me locked in too much.
I disagree. This shit bangs. I'm really upset I didn't get to watch it. On March 1st, Prime decides, you know what, we're gonna take away the rent option. You can only buy it. I'm not buying that for $15 right now. So I didn't get to watch it. So I'll let you guys talk on it a little bit more. But just the things I went back in my letterbox review. The set pieces and the costume designs are absolutely incredible. And the music to me was obviously the best part. You're going to be, if you have a biopic basically about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, you feel like you're in his head listening to this music and coming up with this music. And I love that part of this. Uh, I would love for this to get a re-release in IMAX. That would fucking be sick. Hearing all that music in there, the massive set pieces on this massive screen. I wish I could see that. And then the last thing, we talked about it a couple times, but not on here. The conflict between Salieri, is that his name?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Between Salieri and Mozart is basically exactly what Oppenheimer's is with Strauss and Oppenheimer, which is just this guy who's so jealous of this one guy because he's so smart and becoming something revolutionary, and the one like Mozart or Oppenheimer don't even know like that they hate them so much and they're just steering them in this wrong direction, and ultimately ends up like killing Mozart basically because he's like he finally starts to like would you say like him in the end, or would you say understand him and
I
see
don't
like
think
his
he likes
innocence, I
him.
guess? But when he's writing that thing, he's like with him. It's like it's not like he hates him. It's like
I think he's
he
appreciating his
he envy.
greatness.
Yeah.
I think he was appreciating his greatness, but he was also like, again, spoiler alert, he was like trying to kill him.
Kill him.
Like he was
Yeah,
trying to
he was
drive
trying to kill him.
he was trying to keep him up and just keep going. He's like, push yourself until you can't anymore. But then he was like, he then Mozart apologized to him, and in that moment he was like, shit, all right, maybe like this isn't right.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
But I love that conflict, and I love how it's displayed in Oppenheimer. I love how it's displayed in this. I thought that was incredible. The third act for me, I'm trying to remember, which kind of sucks because I watched it about 2 months ago, is absolutely incredible. I want to go back and rewatch it whenever I can. Hopefully, it releases on streaming soon. I can rewatch it because I give it a 4.5, and I easily think on rewatch it could be a 5.
I really like this movie more than I thought I was going to. Um, like Jagger said, the costumes were just absolutely awesome. The music, I mean, enough said about that, but I thought the pacing was a little bit slow for me. Maybe that is because we watched the director's cut and it was 3 hours long. I know Schnur and Jagger said they really liked the third act. I thought it dragged on a little bit for me. I thought they could have cut some things short. But one scene, which is the very last scene, I believe, that I really loved was when Salieri's getting wheeled out of the mental institution wherever he's being kept. And you could see him like he's starting to laugh, but it's actually Mozart's laugh that's coming out. I thought that was phenomenal. That was just an absolute perfect way to end it. I did see a lot of people that had problems with the movie was around the historical accuracy of the movie, but I don't really understand that because this was supposed to be more of like a drama film. It's not really meant to be historically accurate, so I don't really understand why people would get onto it about that, but not really too many complaints. Maybe it's just this isn't my favorite story. Um, Not really in love with opera or classical music with Mozart, so maybe that's just why I didn't give it a 5. I gave it a 4, so it was really good. But that's kind of my initial thoughts on the movie.
Yeah, to piggyback off of what Christian said, I think he said exactly the point that I was going to make is that thought it was great, like story, like they made the story great with what they had. Like I'm not really, and I know none of us are probably opera fans, but just not really for me. So that was kind of difficult for me. But like I can obviously appreciate, like the greatness of that style of music and like how difficult it is and like extreme it is. But it's just not for me. So that kind of held it that aspect of it back for me.
And I think that's
Um,
a testament to how good it is because for people who don't like opera music, it still had an impact on us that we enjoyed it that much.
yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys all mentioned the costume design was awesome, which I loved. Um, Jordan mentioned like I watched the director's cut, so I think that hurt me more than it helped me. I think that if I watched the regular version, it probably would have maybe even made this a 4.5 because I got to like the final 40 minutes of the movie, I want to say. And I was at a point where like we were just seeing like opera after opera after opera. And I was just like, all right, like, come on, like let's move this along. It was just starting to become too much for me. Um, but did anybody notice who the emperor was? I'm sure Jacob did, so I don't want to ask him. I'm sure he knows exactly who it
I
is.
said it to my mom right away. We were talking
Yeah, does
about it.
anybody know who the emperor was? Did you guys?
No
Christian, you
clue.
wouldn't know because you haven't seen the movie. I know you haven't seen it. Jordan and Jagger, I'm sure you've seen it, but
What is it? It's not the. Was he the king or whatever? I mean I can't remember like
yeah,
exactly
that
the name,
that's
but like
right.
the
Yeah,
Ferris
it's been a while.
Ferris Bueller's
Yeah, there you
whatever the
go.
Yeah.
fuck he is called.
Yeah, he's the principal villain in Ferris
Yeah.
Bueller's Day Off. So I thought
Oh,
that was
really?
yeah. He's also in Beetlejuice, which I haven't seen, but I know he's the character in Beetlejuice too. So I want to say those are probably his two biggest movies, right, Schnur? Beetlejuice
Yeah.
and Ferris Bueller's.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller is so good.
So
We should have chosen.
That's
Is that
very
the
good.
easy
Great
shit
show.
that
I haven't seen
plays?
it too, so that'd be a good watch
Oh
for
my
me.
That's
god.
crazy.
yeah,
I
Ferris
know.
Bueller is great.
so so that was cool to see him there. I thought like it was weird. Like it felt like I was watching a spitting image of just like those paintings that we always saw growing up in high school. Like how great they did a job of putting this on the screen. I thought they did a really great job. So I can appreciate that and how they made a story that I typically would think is boring and made it a good one. So I enjoyed it.
Nice.
I have a question for you guys really quick. I guess Salieri is kind of portrayed as like a jealous, maybe like almost like a villainous type of guy in a way. If that was your grandpa or your dad portrayed in this type of way and it's not necessarily historically accurate, would you guys be like pissed off about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Was his
I
family like
also
complaining about it?
I don't know. I was thinking about that as I was watching the movie because I saw that it wasn't like accurate to the history, and I was like, if this was like my grandpa and he was a great composer and this is how he's being portrayed, I'd be like, fuck, this sucks.
You
Yeah,
just
but
looked up if it
if
was
your
accurate while you
grandpa
were
is a great
watching.
composer, he's the second greatest like composer of all time. I'm not that mad. Like he's second to Mozart.
Is he? I don't know. I don't really know how great he is.
Well, at least how they portray it. So if you that's I mean that's a flip side of the betrayal. If you hate
Yeah,
it, he is portrayed as the second best, and he's like right there, and has better some better works than Mozart, but it's fucking Mozart.
I
yeah,
will
true.
say, I think my favorite part of the movie that I forgot to mention was that even in the end, like Mozart had no idea uh that he was like against him. He was this like villain kind of like plotting against him this whole time and like Mozart even in the end like apologizes just like the innocence of that. I thought was really great. It was like emotional in a way. I enjoyed that because even in the end like in his dying moments like he didn't know, like he didn't know that Salieri was plotting against him like for the whole part of his career. So I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I
We also kind of
also
seemed
thought
like
it
an
was,
idiot besides music.
Yeah,
I was gonna
Yeah.
say I thought it was super interesting how like Salieri's faith kind of drove the whole story and how he found that he always was like very religious growing up, and got into opera like and started he was very religious the whole time. And then he sees this guy Mozart come along who is this arrogant prick who's full of talent and he's just not, treating people very well. He's conceited, he has all these sins, yet he's like so talented. And Salieri's kind of like, why why am I not talented when I've been, wanting to be the best composer my whole life. He's been loyal to God and he's been very religious. Yet this guy who doesn't care about any of that and who is constantly the opposite of what you're supposed to do in the eyes of God is, the one that's super talented and having all the success. And it kind of has Salieri questioning his faith at a lot of times. I thought that was a super interesting storyline throughout that really drove everything. And I'm surprised to hear you guys didn't really like the third act, honestly. I was like, what? You thought it was like too long or like
Yeah, kind of like what Chase was saying. It was like opera after opera. Just like he was also like in the bed, sick for just like too long for me. I don't know. It's just like dragged.
I
I just
love
didn't love the
going
movie.
back and
And
forth of the operas. I thought it was like the battle of like exits, like who's gonna have a better opera, who's gonna have a better opera. Like they just overtop each one, and I thought that was great.
I think it's just I think it's that the reason for me is because the rest of the movie was so long because of the director's cut that once I got to that point, I was ready to wrap up the movie.
that's fair too.
Yeah.
I
I mean, what Jagger was saying with like who's gonna have the better opera, I just didn't care. Like I had, I really didn't care. I had no inclination, or I don't know what the word is.
No attachment to like
No
either of them.
no
Yeah.
attachment to like who wins. Like I didn't care at all.
I there was the scene at the end that kind of I think kicked off the third act, which is when his wife, Mozart's wife, leaves him, and then his mom is like screaming at him, and it turns into the music,
Yeah.
like the magic flute is the song, and then it cuts to that opera, and he's kind of like he's pale and he's deteriorating, and the song is incredible, and they're singing the opera, and it's like flashing back and forth between her on the stage singing, and then him like trying to stay on his feet and conduct, and I thought that whole scene was absolutely amazing. I literally turned to my mom and I was like, "That's the best scene in the movie right there." And then the scene in the bed, all went back and forth. I thought was just as good, if not better, right after that. So that's like why I loved that ending.
Even though I didn't like the movie, I love that you got to enjoy it with your mom, Schnur.
Wait, you didn't even like it, Jordan?
I didn't love it. I thought it was fine. Let's go scores. I gave it a 3.
Like,
Wild.
I gave it a foe.
I'm at a 4 as well.
I'm at a 4.5 as well. But I mean, I don't mean to say wild. Like I do. Like I respect your pinning. It's how you feel.
No
I
worries.
would like to see. I wonder if you watch a director cut and they watch the other cut, would you have liked it better? Would they
Probably would have
liked
hated it
better?
more.
Well, yeah. Well, that was hypothetical. Like what would have happened?
It's another 20 minutes I don't care
I'm
about.
interested like with the Karujis both, like if you guys would have liked it better if it wasn't the director's cut.
I
don't
think
know
I
how-
would have.
I don't know how true this is, but I saw like a Reddit forum saying that the director's cut is worse.
Really?
I don't know which version you guys or Jacob. I don't know which one you watched.
I watched director's cut.
I should have just watched the director's cut if everyone watched it then.
I think I did too.
I don't think I would have liked it either way. It wasn't a bad movie. I just like didn't care. Like I have no interest in opera or composers. Or I thought the music was cool. Like it was good. I just like I think I've said it 10 times, but I just didn't care.
Yeah.
It made me want to go to an opera.
Yeah,
Like, I wrote that in my letterbox review. Like, I would love to go to one. I'd probably hate the opera.
Oh, they're
but,
so
like,
boring.
after that, I
We went
was like, I'm ready. Like, get me in there now.
we went to one in high school for an Italian field trip at the Met, or I think it was the Met. No, I think that was maybe a different field trip. I don't know. We went to some opera, and I think I fell asleep 3 times.
I think they made it as interesting as they could with like opera, you know. So
Yeah. All right, let's
Jacob,
go
what'd you
scores.
give it?
We did.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Schnur, what
What
we got?
about Jacob?
I think Schnur's just left.
I said 4.5.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
4.5.
Would have
Okay.
been a 5 if, like I said, if Salieri wasn't jumping in to narrate in the middle of all the best scenes for the first 2.5 hours. Once he stopped, it was
Fair.
great.
Well, what's funny about the ending too with Salieri is that he was like, oh, like even in the end, like Mozart died and like God took away, like his most like what did he say, like his most important son or whatever, and he was like, and now he gets to be with God, blah blah blah, and he was like, I can't believe, like even through death, he felt that Mozart won.
He was just salty.
Wait, the other thing was you could see how wildly successful Mozart was with his music, and he had so many operas. How did he not have money? It's not like he was like spending like crazy. How was he?
Yeah,
always
he
broke?
was.
They said he
Was he?
was,
Yeah.
He
yeah.
was like going out partying and like just ripping through money.
Okay.
Yeah, drinking, doing drugs. He
You
was-
obviously didn't pay attention to the movie.
I just figured if you're that wildly successful, you'd have a shit ton of money. It's like pissing money.
Yeah, I don't really know.
It also took a long time to like at the end there, he was taking a long time to come up with these operas, and
Yeah.
it was like also very arrogant, and like he was like, if you're not just gonna give me, like in the start, he's like, if you're not just gonna give me the job, I'm not doing it. Like he was very conceited in that
Mhm.
way.
Nice.
Movie.
All right, let's move on to the last one. On the Waterfront, which was Chase's pick. I did not get to this, so here's my Weekly Pass. Chase, non-spoiler review.
Sure. So, um, okay. So this was my pick, as Jordan said. Was super excited to see Marlon Brando. Have not seen a lot of Marlon Brando. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Apocalypse Now is the first Marlon Brando film that I've seen. So it was very, very cool to go back and see him. What was this from the 50s? So I guess 30 years prior, right? Apocalypse Now was the 80s, right? Or was it 79?
78 or
Okay.
9, I believe.
So obviously a lot of time had passed since between those two movies. And to kind of see him in the prime of his career at this point was really cool. But this movie is about Terry Malloy. He's a kind-hearted dock worker and former boxer who is tricked by his corrupt bosses into leading his friend to death. After falling in love, he tries to leave the waterfront and expose his employers. Um, I'll let you guys jump in and talk about it, and then I'll give my thoughts when you guys are all done.
Sure. I loved this movie. This might be an unpopular opinion in this chat, but first of all, I'll say the only thing that I didn't like was that there was no captions that you could put on, and sometimes it was hard to understand
Yeah,
what
I
they were
found that
saying.
Yeah,
weird. I
Yeah,
found
that
that
pissed me
weird.
off.
And I
dude.
couldn't understand
Yeah.
in the first half, and I couldn't turn it up so loud so I could hear what they were saying, because my roommates were in here like studying and stuff. So I was like, I just couldn't do that. I was like, where are the captions? Just put captions
Dude,
on it.
Dude,
Yeah.
my TV was so loud at one point that I was like, I still couldn't hear what they were saying, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like it was hard. It was hard for me to make out what they were saying.
Yeah, I feel like I probably missed some parts of the movie because of that. But I thought Brando was just absolutely sensational, especially the car scene when he's with his brother Charlie, speaking to him out. Charlie's trying to turn him back to, be follow like the influence of the gang in the movie. Charlie, or what's his name? What was his name in it? What
Terry,
was Brando's movie?
Terry.
Terry.
Terry,
Yeah, Terry.
Terry
So
Malloy.
Terry was talking about how he was a contender, a boxer, and how he was like kind of uh going through like the moral courage of first he killed or led the guy to his death, and then he meets the guy's sister, and then he falls in love with her, and you can kind of see inside his head he's kind of changing his opinions, I guess, on what's going on at that time. I thought the themes were absolutely great. The theme of poverty, corruption, again, like I said, moral courage. I also saw the woman that played Eddie. I think her name is Eva Marie Saint. I think this was her first big role. So I thought that's super impressive. I thought she was absolutely fantastic. But the acting and the storytelling I thought was near flawless, and that's really why I loved it.
Yeah, it was Eva Marie Saint's first ever film role. I looked it up as well because she is still alive, going 100 years
Damn.
strong right
Wow.
now.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Congratulations.
Oh, good.
I also jotted down that the mob boss was the guy who plays the juror number 3 from 12 Angry Men, which was sick. Also seeing him in something else because he's probably my favorite part of that movie. Um, yeah, I mean same kind of thing. Brando was unreal. I was saying before we started recording that I was upset Jordan didn't watch because he has so much aura at the end when he
Oh my
pulls back
God.
up to the waterfront and he has the jacket on and he was so cool. And then that scene was really where I was like all right, like there's what I've been waiting for. Because he was great the whole movie, but then that was like a really amazing scene from him. Um, yeah, I don't know if I have like too much to say. I did find out this was a companion film for Raging Bull, Martin Scorsese. It was very influential for him making that relationship between De Niro and Joe Pesci in that.
I
So
could
that was
see that,
super
yeah.
interesting. There's a ton of great shots in this. There's ones that stuck out to me. There's one with the 2 kids that are on the roof who help like the pigeons. And there's a shot where like the one kid is sitting like straight up, vertical with his back against like the wall, and then the other kid is like laying on top of the wall, and they're kind of like a T, which I thought was a really nice shot. There's there's a couple that are when they're in like that wedding when they stumble upon the wedding, and there's these shots like looking through the cracks at her crying like through these cracks. I thought that was a really good one as well. I liked their whole relationship with him and that girl, the sister. And yeah, I mean, pretty much just echo most of the same sentiments, the themes of corruption, there's like pro-union story was super interesting. I love the way that it ended. And I didn't realize it was going to be kind of like a mafia type movie. I thought it was just like, corruption, some corrupt bosses, but it was like full on like working with the mob, which I thought was super cool to see him do that way before he was even in The Godfather.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. It's like what you guys have said is mostly what I think. I like the conflict. It's one as old as time of doing what's right versus doing what's good. I like this take where we're not on the mafia side, like in this when you see Brando 20 years later, he is the mafia. So I kind of thought it was refreshing, like just refreshing last week with Close Encounters, like how they're being nice. I like going against the mob. Like I want to like see movies like that. Um, Obviously the performances are great. You guys mentioned that, but two specific scenes I just wanted to point out was whenever Brando confesses that he like played a part in her brother's murder, and the steamboat is in the background. I thought that was phenomenal because like we can't hear what they're saying, and in her mind, like she can't even hear what Brando's saying because he just said like he basically killed her. Like she's not listening to anything like that. It's all just muffled and like not listening. Um, and then whenever he goes over to his apartment, her apartment, and it's like the rapid, anxious music going, 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 like it makes you feel tense. And then as soon as he kisses her, it's like relief, and it's like her safety, and all the music turns off, and it's nice and calm. And as soon as someone starts yelling his name, just like just like they did to her brother, all this anxious, rapid music starts up again, and that was a point I really liked.
Yeah. So I mentioned to you guys I would go through my thoughts when you guys were done. I think you guys touched up on everything. I'm very excited to watch Brando. I want to keep watching Brando. I want more of Brando, and I haven't seen The Godfather, so now it makes me even more excited to see The Godfather. But Brando was freaking phenomenal. I thought he was awesome, and I thought that my favorite scene was after your favorite scene, Chris, or yeah, shortly after your favorite scene, um, was when he pulled his brother off the hook. When his coat was hanging off the hook, when he pulled Charlie off the hook, I thought that was incredibly tense, incredibly emotional. I thought he dominated that scene. I thought even the woman, what was her name, Eva? You guys said.
Eddie, I
Um,
think.
The actress was Eva Marie Saint. I
Yeah,
forget
Eva
the
Marie
character's
Saint,
name.
she dominated that scene. Thought that was phenomenal, and that was obviously the turning point of the movie. Um, I will say I would have been cooked in the second half of the movie if not have for watching this with Ava, my girlfriend Ava, because of the audio that we talked about was just I struggled so much to hear what they were saying, and I was just freaking lost. Like I was absolutely lost. And she's seen this movie before in English class, and she wrote like a whole paper on it. So she uh she like kind of grounded me halfway through the movie to tell me what was happening because I literally had no idea. So um I will say that for that reason, that's probably what held back my rating. I think I gave it a 4. Probably would have been a 4.5 if I was more locked in the first half simply because of the audio issues, at least on my end, and I guess your guys' end too. So yeah, I loved it.
It's also funny watching like these older movies and the scores that go along with them. It's like the music is always so like
Incredible.
booming. It's
Yeah,
great, yeah, but it's just like always so loud, like
Yeah, it's
every
so
time.
loud.
it's true. Yeah, after watching this, I think I have Brando and honestly my top three actors, and I know he's usually unanimously top three. But I've only seen him in The Godfather, this one, and Apocalypse Now. Um, yeah, I think that's it. So I'm definitely excited to watch more of him, see where he can go on my list.
One
Apocalypse
of
Now
the
for 10 minutes.
one of
He's
the
so good
acting
though.
performances that like we didn't point out was the priest. I thought the priest
He was
was
great too.
sick.
I was just gonna say that too.
The speech he gave whenever people were throwing shit at him, like whenever that guy just got all the boxes dropped on him and died, and was just getting chucked. Like that hyped me up. Which that's a speech. That's not a monologue, right?
Same
Like,
thing. They're
yeah.
both, yeah.
That speech was phenomenal, and that was a huge standout for me. And whenever he told that same guy that died earlier, he's like, "I'm all in this. If you're all in this, like, let's go. Like, we're doing this. Like, do it like 1,000%. Like, let's go." Like, I thought he was great.
Yeah. Also great shots in the boat when they're like showing the POV from like they're down low and they're going up and you see the mob boss is kind of hanging over the edge. Thought that was great. And also after the scene that you were talking about with the like the boat with the horn and they showed the priest like looking through the fence and like that over the shoulder and then he turns around and has the crooked cigarette. I thought that was a really awesome shot as well.
So what didn't you guys like about this movie? Was it just pure like entertainment? or I'm just trying to get like why your ratings might be lower.
I mean, there wasn't anything that was like I was like, this is bad. I was just like, yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't like I wasn't super, I guess, like invested like I would be in like a 5 star. Like it wasn't like jumping out
Okay.
to me like that. After
Hmm.
talking about it right now, I honestly I'm like thinking even more fondly of it. So I'd like to revisit it at some point for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
just
been
didn't
like
feel overall like super locked into the story. Like I'm never rewatching that film again. So like I can't like if I'm not rewatching it, I'm not giving it above like a 4 or above. It's just got to be something that I absolutely love. So and it just wasn't that for me.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if that movie was made today, how it will be perceived in terms of like would that movie be as popular today as it was, or I guess even still is now? But like if you took all the same actors, same story, same everything, but you give it color, you give it better sound, better set design. I wonder how it would be perceived.
I think about
When
that
did
too. Yeah.
when did this movie actually come out? Because I'm wondering, like,
Was it
obviously
54?
54. So there's a lot of
Something like that.
themes
Let me
that you
look it up.
see in movies, told throughout time that kind of mimic from what's from this movie. So I'm curious if this is like the main inspiration for a lot of
God,
future movies.
a savant. It's
It's
54.
54. Yeah.
Or
Like kind of like off topic, but Chase, you mentioned how like if you were to make some of those things today, I had like such a random thought. I was watching Alien. I'm like, what if Alien like was made today? Like, and then I was thinking about like with these like reboots. Like, I want to like know like these classic movies made today. Like, would they still have like some of the same effects? Like, how would it be perceived? Like the same thing you said, and just like I can't imagine if they made another Alien movie like the same thing, it would not have the same effect like it did back then.
You think
Give
if
AI like 10 years and they'll remake the whole movie in today's standards.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
you think if Alien came out for the first time today, it wouldn't hit the same?
I don't think it
I
would.
don't know. I think because that time, like they were so invested in the sci-fi of Star Wars just coming out, and like oh, like and they never thought about like the horror, like the absolute horror of space, like this alien. I think now, like it's that category is kind of a little saturated, especially like
Exactly.
what we mentioned, like Close Encounters was very refreshing. Like that wouldn't be refreshing today; it'd be another classic alien horror movie. But I think it was so monumental, and the way that it was produced, like the way that Ridley did it, it was just
Yeah. I I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it's because we haven't seen anything like that at that time, and that's kind of the first of its kind. So that's why Alien, the anxiety-inducing, terrifying space, that's exactly why it's so great.
That's and then you also got to think like, or if that never came out, then what would the landscape of like sci-fi horror look like today? Because maybe like I don't know, maybe it took a while for something like that to ever come out. It might still not even be out, and that could be like the first, or I mean, probably that's probably not going to happen. But um, yeah, like that kind of, I guess, like you said, like it was really the first big sci-fi horror that kind of kicked off that genre. Like if that never came out, then and it came out for the first time today, maybe it still could be, or it definitely be maybe the first good one. Like it's very
I
possible.
think
Yeah, but it's
that
also like, yeah, there'll be other ones and it'll be saturated, but it is saturated in our, I guess, like lifespan of movies.
Yeah,
But you guys watched it and it was still like you still liked it.
that good. Yeah.
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 So I think if it came out now, I think you'd still like it.
I would definitely still like it, but the impact it would have, I don't know if it'd be as big, or I don't think it would be as big.
But
Well,
looking back,
yeah.
knowing that it's like the first of its kind, I think it goes even more so to the point of how great it is. Like that adds to its value, I think, for me.
I
Yeah,
agree.
of course it does, because you just love the classics.
Mhm.
Because you're a
Who
glazer on the
doesn't?
classics.
Who doesn't like the classics?
I agree with
Yeah,
that, but
you overglaze them though.
same kind of thing with the On the Waterfront. It's like, yeah, like obviously it's, from 1954, black and white movie. Like none of this stuff is even close to being the level that it is today. But you can like appreciate it because it's older and like you appreciate what they're able to do in that time and like tell this story in this way with like the resources that they had. So I think that definitely adds to it.
That and I think acting and storytelling, uh, you know, is just always what am I trying to say? Acting and storytelling from like the 50s can be just as good as it is from today. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like obviously effects aside, that aspect of movies is some of the more crucial and important parts of the movie, and that's why it holds up.
I feel like it's almost better because they don't have to, spend all that time and money on those crazy effects.
Mhm.
So they really focus on the storytelling.
I agree.
Did we do rankings?
No.
I don't think so.
All right, Jagger, what you got?
I give it a 3.5.
Chase,
I give it a 4.
Christian,
4.5.
Schneider,
4 for me as well.
and a null value from me. All right, so that
Do we wanna
concludes. Oh yeah.
Rate?
Oh yeah. Let's rank them. Let's rank all three. Jagger, what you got on the ranked?
Amadeus 1, On the Waterfront 2, and Unforgiven 3.
Nice. Chase,
On the Waterfront 1, uh, on the Waterfront 1, Amadeus 2, Unforgiven 3.
Christian,
Same. I have On the Waterfront, Amadeus, Unforgiven.
Schneider.
I have Amadeus 1, On the Waterfront, slightly edging out Unforgiven at 2, and then Unforgiven's at 3.
And then I just have Unforgiven above Amadeus.
Sad.
Great.
All right, that concludes our movies of the week. I thought we had some good discussions in there. Some 3 solid movies according to them. Me, below par. But let's move into a little game that I created. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. It's pretty simple. So the name of the game is Was It Nominated? Very, very simple game. We'll go left of my screen versus right. So we'll go Jagger and Chase on one team. We'll go Christian and
God.
Schneider on one team.
Thank God.
Dagger, we're absolutely screwed.
No, we're not.
You guys should be fine. It's
No, we're
very,
not.
very simple. So basically, there's going to be 8 rounds. If it's tied after those 8 rounds, then we'll go into a overtime, which I'll explain if we get there. So basically, I'm going to say the name of a movie, and you have to say it was or was not nominated for Best Picture. Doesn't have to win, just if it was nominated.
All right.
So I have 8 movies.
Are we screaming out yes or no, or is it one team going first?
No.
and
So it's
then-
one team. So
Okay.
I don't know. We'll go Jagger and Chase first, since you guys have Schneider, which is just unfair
This is-
advantage.
We have home
It's
field.
crazy work.
It's left versus right. I don't know. It's how I did it.
That's how I
Probably
did it
should
last
be-
time.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
It's a 50-50 chance. So okay. So the first movie I'm gonna give you guys is Dr. Dolittle.
Are we fucking kidding? There's no way that was nominated, right, Chase?
Guess I have
I
30
haven't
seconds.
seen it. I haven't seen it.
It's the Robert Downey Jr. Dr. Doolittle, right? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Let's think about
Dude.
Jordan. Would Jordan give a Best Picture nominee first question? I say no.
But like low key, but that's something that we think is like there is absolutely no way that it is nominated. That it is nominated.
That's
Dr.
that's way too
Dolittle.
oddly specific too for for Jordan to just pull out of a hat, right?
Do we go with our gut or we just strategy play it? Gut says no, strategies yes.
It's not the Robert Downey Jr. one. Sorry.
Oh,
okay.
which
Then
one
yes.
is it?
Then yes. Then let's go with yes. It's probably like 70s or something then.
It's an older one. It's the 60s.
I would have no idea then. So
would-
I'll just go with
I'm gonna
what you
say
think,
yes then.
Jagger.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes then.
Okay.
Because if it warranted enough to get a Robert Downey Jr. remake,
5.
I think it's probably
Four.
cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go
Let's
with
do
yes.
it.
3.
Let's go with yes.
It was nominated.
Wow.
1967, but apparently it was horrible.
Is
got
there an Eddie
terrible
Murphy remake
reviews.
too?
There is an Eddie Murphy remake.
Yeah.
Got horrible reviews.
See, that's the one that
musical
I was
flop.
thinking of, but then Jagger said Robert Downey Jr. and then I was like, I don't know.
I should have specified. That's on me.
No, you're good.
Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Dolittle got nominated. There would be problems.
Also, I feel like, that was like, what, 2020? Something around there. Like, we would have known about it.
I think that was like 2010.
I don't
Close
know.
enough.
Robert Downey Jr. one? That was more
Yeah.
recent.
That was recent.
Really?
Yeah,
Let's check it out.
I think so.
That came out like post Endgame, I think. That was like one of his first.
Get out of here.
Yeah. It was only like 4 years ago.
2020.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What?
never
What are
saw
we
it.
Doing,
I'm
Robert.
sure it was horrible.
Look at the picture, dude.
Yikes.
Wait, let me see.
Best Picture.
What was it?
nominee.
Show it again. Oh my god.
Oh my
Nominees
god.
are Dr. Dolittle.
Hilarious.
Okay. Schnur and Chase. No, not Schnur and Chase. Schnur and Christian. Apologies. You guys are up. Let's see. What do I want to give you guys?
Right.
We
Just
shall
just
go.
randomize.
Go with the hardest one, I guess, because we have Schnur.
It is random. I mean, I'm just picking off this list. We'll go District 9, 2009 movie.
I love
Sci-fi.
District 9.
I
Well, if you're
haven't
looking at
seen
a
it.
list of Best Picture nominees, then
Yeah.
No. I have a list that I created.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
I love District 9. I don't know.
Do
if
we
I
know
would
what
nominate
won
it.
Best Picture that year? 09?
09? I
don't.
couldn't tell you. I'm gonna say
What-
no.
What's the impact of District 9? Did people go crazy about it? I don't even know what it's
I mean,
about.
it's like a sci-fi. It's like aliens on Earth, but it's kind of like an immigration
10 seconds.
allegory, like a metaphor for immigration.
That sounds like a no. An alien sci-fi. Sci-fi
Five.
like never gets credit.
4,
I'll say no.
3.
Pretty
Final
it's
answer?
Yes. Let's go.
Final answer is, well, Jagger just said yes.
Well, that's bullshit.
They got it in. They got it in.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
said no.
he said
No.
no.
It was nominated.
Let's go.
Wow.
I
Let's
thought the
go.
movie is dominated.
So that was the first year, I believe I was doing some research. That was the first year where they made, it was like 10 movies in nominees or something like that. And that did get it with Avatar.
Let's go.
I haven't seen that in a while.
And
That's
Avatar won it.
Let's
Did it win?
capitalize.
I didn't
Jagger.
appreciate it.
I don't know what won
No,
it.
Avatar didn't win.
No.
Jagger, this is where we need to make our money now. Let's go.
Okay. Next movie. Wait, let me say I did these already. Hold on.
These are all Best Picture winners, right? You said.
Nominees.
Nominees.
Oh, best,
They just- they
best
just
Picture nominees. Yeah,
nominated.
that's what
Yes.
I meant. That's what I meant.
Okay. 1980. The Shining.
I feel like horror didn't get nominated like that back then. Like rated R is like tough to do. But I guess Godfather
Yeah, but
was
no.
probably
Remember, rated R. Rated R wasn't. Oh no, it was PG-13 wasn't a thing.
Would you give a horror
10
movie?
seconds.
I mean, I'd say yes, but I don't think they would do a horror movie like that back then.
All right, I'll go with you then. You know better than me,
5.
so.
4.
All right, I'm gonna say no.
It was not nominated.
Wow, Jagger, my gut was saying yes, dude. Holy shit.
My
Crazy
I'm
real-
pretty
No.
sure. I'm pretty sure The Exorcist is a Best Picture winner from back then. So they
Really?
did have horror, yeah. I think
Wow.
How could you not nominate that? What the hell? What came out
There's
that year?
so many that are insane.
Kubrick never won anything.
Yeah,
He never won.
bias.
Okay.
Let's go, Jagger.
Let's go next.
Are we in trouble?
So do we suck?
Round 4.
Am I the first person to lose with Schnur?
You said it's out of 8 rounds?
Yes. 8 rounds.
Okay.
If it's 4-4, then we go to overtime.
It won't be.
Okay. Jason
It
Schnur.
can't be.
You said
movie
Jason
is-
Schnur again, Christian Schnur.
It hates
Fuck.
me. Absolutely.
Christian and
hates me.
Schnur.
Rips me apart every episode. and now he doesn't even know I'm here.
It's good content. Christian and Schnur. The movie is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
No way.
Wow. In fact, it might say it on my poster. Let's see.
It's
There's
cheating.
no way.
It's cheating.
It's not me. Oh wait, if it comes, it will come. It doesn't
No,
come back to
No,
us.
it doesn't come back because it's
50-50.
just 50-50.
Okay.
Should it have been? Yes. Was it? I'm also gonna say no. It's just the genre. Like I just can't see it.
Lock it in now.
Incorrect.
Oh my
Wow.
God, Jagger, let's take the commanding lead. Let's do
Come
it.
on.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, let's do
It
it.
was
If you guys-
nominated.
If you guys get this one, then you win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mathematically.
Let's
Great.
close them out here.
Here, let's go for the sweep
Great.
or the skunk. The skunk. The skunk.
We will go with 2019, The Lighthouse.
That was 2019.
2019 was stacked. but I don't think it is in it. I don't think it was nominated because I think I saw a picture the other day of all the 2019 together, and I don't think it was in there. That's
We've
close.
had what, 2 yeses so far? Jordan
We've
would
had
go
a
no
yes
here.
and a no. Yes and a no.
Oh, okay. Fuck. Okay.
I don't think it was, but it's tough.
You've
'Cause I
gotten
know
us this
Once Upon a
far.
Hollywood was in
You've gotten
there.
us
10
this far.
seconds.
Let's do. If you think you didn't see it, then let's go with it.
Oh, it might have been released in
5,
2019 though. All right, I'm gonna go with. I still
4.
think no though.
Okay.
Locked
We're
in?
going no. We're going no.
Yeah.
It was
It was
not.
nominated. Oh wow, the skunk.
The skunk. Absolute murder, and
one.
you guys thought you were going to get killed.
Oh come
Should've
on.
been
I
nominated.
absolutely carried.
The teams don't matter because it's just 50-50.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not.
So
good
that
with
was my
pictures.
game. I don't know if you guys enjoyed it. Came up with
Why
that
not-
last night.
Why not run it out?
Running out?
See
All
what
right, let's do it.
happens. Good time.
Schnur and Christian, your movie is Babe, 1995.
I've literally never heard of it.
If Dave is nominated for an Oscar, I mean,
It's about the pig.
sure. Let's just say yes. Like, I don't even know at this point.
What
It
is that
was-
about?
It was nominated.
It's about a pig. Oh, did we get it?
Yeah, it was nominated.
Okay.
I was looking these up and I was like, there's no fucking way.
The Oscars are insane. They're actually
Uh,
insane.
What About a Pig was so great? Can we have a little bit of a
Ugh.
plot summary there?
Probably Nanny
I've seen
McPhee
it back
pig.
when I was a kid, but let me look it up.
Wow, this is not movie news, but this is Giants news that I saw a report this morning, Schnur.
Great.
From this morning, the Giants have a strong offer to Aaron Rodgers, and there's mutual interest. But he told the team they need to bring in Devontae Adams.
Oh
So
my
that's,
god.
It's
Sure.
awesome.
Okay. Tays and Big Blue.
I'm trying to find this.
Why
My
not?
computer's so trash. The 1995 movie Babe is about a pig who learns to herd sheep. The movie was nominated for several Academy Awards, including Best Picture.
That's insane.
Deservingly so.
What are we doing?
Oh, that's great.
Let the
All right, the
people
game's
vote.
over, so
Let the
let's
people
just-
vote.
Let's just
Yeah, let's go to the draft because that'll take a bit, I think.
yeah, the two other that weren't nominated were The Dark Knight and Knives Out, both not nominated for Best Picture. Thought that was
I
pretty
actually just
interesting.
saw something about The Dark Knight, like not being nominated this morning.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
Couldn't
was
get that one.
I figured I was saving that one
Didn't Heath
like
Ledger win the
towards the
Oscar?
end.
Yeah, he did.
How the hell could he win an Oscar for Best Performance, but they don't get nominated for Best Picture? That's
Happens a lot, brother.
Wow.
Okay.
Kieran Culkin's about to win, and he didn't get.
True.
A Real Pain didn't get nominated.
We have our Oscar draft now. So Schnur gave me this idea, so shout out to him. I thought it was pretty good. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't prepare at all for this, so this should be interesting.
Oh, you're cooked. Then.
Wait, what?
There's
What is
so
this?
many.
Wait, I have no idea what
I
this
didn't do
is.
any prep either. I'm cooked.
Right off the dome. Let's
Why
do
are
it.
being shared the other?
What is this?
This is our Oscar movie draft.
Talked about it last week. I sent
Do
it
you
in the
guys want to?
chat.
Do you guys want to like take 5 minutes to like look it up or something?
Like Best Picture movies?
I've been
So,
looking
let me
as the
explain.
episode has been going on. I've been
It's-
looking.
Actually, let Jordan go.
So we're gonna do 5 rounds like we did for the comic book movie draft. I randomize the order. It's going to be Schnur, Christian, Jagger, Chase, and then me.
Oh, I have the 4th pick again.
Sorry, man. Completely random. Blame the computer. So you can do any of these in any round. It doesn't matter. But you have to do a best picture, a best actor, a best actress, a best score, and a best director. So one of each. Schnur, you're up first.
Yeah. Thinnest category for me was Best Actor, but it also probably has my favorite performance ever. So I'm gonna take De Niro in Raging Bull with my first pick.
1-1. My computer's broken.
I believe I'm up.
Yeah,
Uh,
Christian.
I'm gonna go with arguably the greatest movie of all time on many lists, I guess. I'll go Godfather Part 2.
Okay.
Wait.
For
That
best
one, I
movie.
guess, is Best Picture.
Yeah.
I know it won.
The thinnest category for me was best female lead actress, and it's something that we watched on here. I'm going Natalie Portman, Black Swan.
Mm,
One.
Thinnest category for me was also best female actress. So I'm going Emma Stone in La La Land.
That was on here for me.
Yeah, you weren't getting that one, pal.
wasn't my one.
fair, fair.
I'll type myself, Jordan.
Okay, thank you. Jagger, what'd you pick?
Natalie Portman for Black Swan.
I'm cooked here.
I'm absolutely cooked.
I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
I'll go Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer, because I just love Cillian Murphy.
Ooh,
Good one.
no, I'm kidding.
Everyone's probably saying bad pick, but
No,
I
I'm
had that-
kidding.
I had that
That
too.
was great. It was on my short list.
it's gonna be a me list. It's not gonna be.
Yeah. Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
Oppenheimer,
Best.
Oppenheimer, Oppenheimer.
And then I'll go. Actually, I'll save that. You're gonna have to give me a second. Might have to cut some of this out.
Dude, I'm gonna need like 20 minutes.
Oh man,
Dude, I'm in trouble.
I'm doing research, which I should have done
So much better.
before.
Oh my
We talking about the
goodness.
picks so far while Jordan's looking.
I mean, I'll just go best director, Christopher Nolan.
You fucking
my lord.
kidding me?
Actually, is that your pick?
Yeah.
All right. All right, whatever. I'm just gonna go with it just because I don't know any better. I'm gonna go with one of my favorite performances ever. I'm gonna go with Jack Nicholson in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I had that on here too.
Mm,
And I already took my best actor, but
that is a good take. That's a great movie. Me and Chase and Jagger watched that in English together, senior year.
Same
I
director
I
as,
don't remember watching that. Like that's
Yeah,
like,
dude, you're on
guys
your
have all
phone
seen
the whole
it.
time.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't remember watching it.
It was a
and I
great
really have
movie.
to.
same director as Amadeus,
Oh wow.
Ugh, gross.
Milos.
I'm going to go with my best picture now. I'm going to go with the original Godfather, the first Godfather,
Okay.
because it's better than 2.
They're both 5 stars.
My computer is
Um,
so laggy.
So I'm gonna keep it same movie and go best actor and do Marlon Brando from The Godfather.
I am also gonna go Emma Stone, but for Poor Things, which I think is the better of the two.
No worries. I'll go fuck
Um,
myself.
I actually
haven't
almost watched
seen
that
it.
last
I
night.
haven't seen it, so I can't say
Gentlemen,
anything. But
Christian, thoughts?
She's fucking phenomenal in it, and to play that type of uncomfortable role too, and just to absolutely nail it is so impressive.
Yeah, she's elite. I'll go Best Picture as well, and then I'll go with Silence of the Lambs, another personal pick.
okay. No.
You know, I'll just stop talking. I'm actually doing good. I avoid my last 2 picks.
Oh my god.
Good news is I think I'm winning this draft and I'm not prepared. So that's the good news.
Okay.
For best score, I'm gonna go with the Star Wars main theme song from the first movie, A New Hope. It's the best score of all time.
That one.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't know
was
that.
Christian. That was a snipe.
Yeah. I mean, it's the most iconic.
Yeah, classic from you.
You wish you had it.
I'm all set.
I'm going to double up on the Godfathers. I'm going to go best director, Francis Ford Coppola for Godfather Part 2.
All right. I'm gonna go best picture. I'm gonna go Parasite.
I'll go best actress, and I'm gonna go Jennifer Lawrence, Silver Linings Playbook. Great movie.
Had it on a short list. I like it. I like it.
Big Bradley Cooper guy.
Yeah, he's great. And then I'm up again. So what do I need? I need score and I need picture. I'm gonna save my picture for the end, I think. I will go for score These are all recents because I'm a recent guy. I'm gonna go the Joker. Love that score.
Okay, let's see. So, I have two. I have two picks I really want, but I'm afraid one of you's gonna steal them. So, and I'm not. I hate the thought of Jacob stealing my pick too.
No worries.
So, all right, I'm gonna go the more iconic score to me. I'm gonna go the Jaws score.
That's really good.
I did have that on here.
I'm gonna take my score then too. I'm gonna go Dune.
Yeah,
was
I
thinking
had that
about it.
too.
It's an awful score.
Of all scores all time.
It's
Are you kidding?
incredible. Well, Star Wars and Dune and Jaws were my pick, but
Wow,
that'll
so
do.
Jaws wouldn't have made it back to me, huh?
I would have taken Dune over Jaws, but I think Schnur was gonna take Dune, so I would have been stuck with Jaws.
I had Dune
Stuck with Jaws.
number 2. First of all, before I pick these, no one picked Daniel Day-Lewis for There Will Be Blood for Best Actor. That's
But
crazy.
Jordan,
I
who's
believe
up?
I'm up
Christian's
though.
up.
I think I'm
Yeah.
up though.
Christian's up. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, sorry,
Shit.
but still.
I also didn't pick my best actor yet either.
Oh, great.
I'm
Good, good.
gonna go Peter Jackson, Return of the King.
I just ruin every game, don't
Jump in the horde.
I?
Jump in the gun.
Excited.
That's okay.
You're up now.
Okay. Um. That's all right. I was gonna obviously no one can take him anyway. I'm gonna double up on La La Land. I'm gonna go with Damien Chazelle for director and the La La Land score. That was my number 1.
Wow. Whoa. You might have just sealed the deal. Are you kidding me? La La Land score in the final round? That's actually special.
That's what I thought you were like, because you said I was gonna take it, and I was like, you definitely have the La La Land score up there.
No, I was actually Jagger, did you pick yours?
My score? Yeah.
Yeah, you did. So we all have score out the way. I was between Joker, Jaws, and Interstellar.
Interstellar didn't win.
It didn't
I
win.
don't think.
Oh, it didn't?
It was just nominated.
Oh, I guess I stand corrected then.
I almost picked Oppenheimer.
I could have
instead.
sworn I saw it
It's
on this
close.
list. I guess I'm well.
Maybe
Good thing I picked
nominated.
Jaws then.
If you
Good
got that
Uh,
one, you didn't pick that. That's crazy.
No,
Yeah, I
I
would have picked that with ease. Earlier.
I just think Jaws is more iconic. I think it's like
Right.
the safer pick, but it doesn't matter though because it didn't win. So, which is bizarre. I'm
Okay.
curious what year was that?
It would be
2014.
the 2015
16.
Oscars.
2017.
It would be the 2015
I'm
Oscars.
curious who won that year then.
Okay. Schnur, you made your 2 picks, right?
Yeah.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Okay, for my best
Score.
actress, I'm gonna do Jodie Foster from Sounds of the Lambs.
Between 3 on best lead male, but I don't know how I can't pass up on my boy Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club.
I actually haven't seen. I've been meaning to watch that.
I mean, boys, this is a
Solid.
runaway.
For
I'm
who?
like-
Man.
I'm like
Christian's
Warriors.
going for
I'm
the
like
fan
Warriors
vote.
Kevin Durant right now.
Christian's going for the fan vote, not what he likes.
I have the best score, arguably the best actor, arguably the best movie. And yeah.
Forgive me, boys. I'm just looking through this list quick to make sure I didn't forget something. Let's go. Oh man. I can feel Jordan growing impatient. Actually, no, Jagger. I can feel Jagger growing impatient.
What?
Ready.
There's something yelling outside. I'm just taking
Let's-
a peek.
Let's go. So my last pick is best director. Let's go. You know what? I like the other one better. I'm gonna go Spielberg Saving Private Ryan.
Okay. I'm up. I'm up last.
What is that face from Christian?
Run away.
Yikes.
Best picture. No Country for Old Men. Get the fuck out of here.
That's a good pick.
Good one.
Yeah, whatever, Christian.
Surprised.
Daniel
one
Day-Lewis.
picked
No Bong
Adrian
Joon-ho.
Brody for The Pianist.
Never seen it.
Adrian Brody.
Oh
Too
wow.
depressing.
That
Russell
would've been a good
Anthony
Crowe,
Hopkins.
Gladiator. Yeah, there was the actor was. I think it was the deepest. You said it was.
There were
Slim
so
Short.
many.
Well, I fumbled. I will say I fumbled my first pick, Cillian Murphy. It was the first one I
He's still
saw.
up there.
I mean, he's up there, but like I think there was other ones that I'd probably pick over him if I were more prepared.
He was good for me.
But the rest of mine, I'm pretty happy with. Is my opinion on the movies I like.
What was that deep in Best Actor? I was like, pretty much De
We
Niro
just
and Daniel
named it.
Day-Lewis, and then
De Niro,
What's up?
Daniel Day-Lewis, Adrian Brody, Russell Crowe, Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins was one I had.
I probably would have went
Um,
Russell Crowe.
I mean, I
if I
took
looked.
McConaughey just because I love him.
Even through no prep, I actually really like my list. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Christian probably doesn't like his list, but I guess the listeners will, so that's all that matters to him.
Trying to win. Better.
All right, that concludes our draft. Yeah, I guess let us know who won. I'm sure this is gonna be a little controversial. Controversial. Can someone say it for me?
Controversial.
Controversial.
Thank you. Now let's get into our picks for next week. This is my favorite part, where we find out what we're watching for the next week. So our picks this week are adapted screenplays, which Schnur said I think earlier was either like a book or a play, something like that, right?
Yeah, just something that's based off like a pre-existing like written work.
Incredible. So the order we have is Christian, Chase, Jagger, Schnur, me. Oh my lord. So
I didn't prep for this one either.
this guy's just
This
not
is
prepared.
brutal. No
All
one
right,
cares
let me
about
start
the pod.
then.
No one.
It
want me to
was
start
it was a
then?
Yeah, you go,
long week,
Chase.
man.
I had a long week
Alright,
too, and I'm
so-
hosting.
I
What?
picked this movie like before we started recording. Extremely ironic that I don't know if Jagger you might remember, but you actually named the movie that I picked. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Never seen it.
Wow.
I've been wanting to see it forever. It's hour 43. Figure it's very doable for a lot of us, and it's new streaming on Max, so it's free. Been wanting to see it forever, so gonna throw that one in for my pick this week.
That's one of the better Jordan movies.
That is a very Jordan movie,
I've never seen
and
it. I'm excited to
it's really
watch
good.
it.
We'll gladly rewatch that for the 10th time.
Who's up next?
Jagger, you go.
Going or-
Christian goes
okay.
last
Yeah.
for not being
I
prepared.
can't believe you named that, Jagger. That was my heart sank when you mentioned that because I was like, great, that's gonna be his pick. But I realized I was going
No.
before you, so I was like, thank God.
My pick is I can't even like. I've wanted to watch this for so long. Schnur and Christian definitely want to too. 1975, Stanley Kubrick, Barry Lyndon.
That's an
Oh,
adapted
God.
screenplay?
Yeah,
Dude, I looked at that and I didn't think it was. Wow.
it said top 100 movies based off of books. So I found it, so it's on there. I think I'm so
shit,
excited to
boys.
watch it if we can.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be a gimme. Please let me get my second pick of the pot.
Barry
3
Lyndon.
hours and 5 minutes.
Oh
it's
my
cool.
lord.
We have to. We have to. Great,
Christian,
my
you
pick's
ready?
epic. They hate the long movies.
I'm not.
No worries.
I like long movies. It's don't have time when we have to
Alright,
watch three
I
of
can
them.
go. So I was gonna pick one thing that I knew no one else was gonna have, but we were talking about streaming before, and I found out yesterday that all of a sudden a certain Martin Scorsese mafia movie that Chase hasn't seen was put on Max. So I'm gonna go with Goodfellas.
Oh, thank
It's been
God.
on. It's been on Max for a long time.
It just got. I think it was taken off and it just got re-added.
Chase is
Thank
saying, thank
you.
God, like you
It
can
was-
just
it
watch
was-
it
I
any
saw it
day.
so long.
I was hoping someone was gonna pick that. Thank you,
You know, you can watch it like even if we don't pick it, right?
bro. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to watch that many movies in a week.
So the boy Kit Laser on TikTok was
Kit Laser's
plugging
a
new movies edge to
beast.
streaming. It's like Goodfellas.
They took it off for 1 month then, because that thing has been on there forever. I've been trying to get Sophia
I've been
to
looking
watch
like-
it.
I've been looking to rewatch it for a bit, and I don't think it was on there for a little while.
I'm up.
Either way, money pick. Yeah, you're up.
I'm excited for this one, and I really want to watch it. We got some good picks though, so I don't know if it's gonna win, but I might watch it anyway. What is it called again? A Beautiful Thing?
Ooh, Beautiful Mind.
A Beautiful Mind. Sorry, A Beautiful
Ooh,
Thing.
dude, that movie
Dumbass.
is fucking fantastic. I watched that in psychology in high school.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
I think I'll enjoy it.
It's a good movie.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
Russell Crowe.
It's Russell Crowe.
it's not one my
I'm
mom
looking at it,
absolutely
yeah.
loves.
Have you seen it, Schnur?
No,
Oh,
I'm seeing
wow.
3.8 average star rating on here. I'm seeing Barry Lyndon 4.4. Just letting you know.
Yeah, fuck Barry Lyndon.
It's insane. Because I always have you two going against you with the picks. It just never works because I'm just gonna get two. It's brutal.
Pick good movies.
But Jagger, no,
I am, but
I
if you watch these, you would love them, but you just hate them. The one I showed you is Blade Runner. You loved it. Every movie
Yeah.
I pick, you would like, except for probably the first Dune. But you guys just don't give it the chance.
I pick what I want to watch, personally.
I was
I have no
considering.
vendetta
Yeah,
against
that's
you.
fine.
I was
It's
actually
fine.
considering Dune today, but I didn't think it was gonna get picked by anybody. So
I mean, we've all just seen it so many
I
times.
know, yeah.
I'm gonna go with The Godfather, first one. Don't think Chase has seen it. I think Schnur, you mentioned you haven't seen it.
I've seen it. I just would like to rewatch at some point.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with that. It's between that and The Father because I'd really like Jordan and Jagger to watch
The
that.
Father's an adapted screenplay.
I just looked it up. It was on the list.
Oh my goodness, that's an
Wow.
incredible one too.
But yeah, we'll go with The Godfather.
What a list.
Probably would have voted for The Father, not The Godfather, though.
So what are the movies? Me.
We got
Okay.
Perks of Being a Wallflower from Chase. Jagger has Barry Lyndon. Schnur has Goodfellas. I have A Beautiful Mind. Christian has Godfather, and was just read it as Good Father.
Not the good father.
Yeah.
This is a strong list. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's
This is a strong list. There's no movies that I'm like dreading to watch here, rather than last week. So,
Who's gonna pick first?
Jagger, you go.
I'll go with Perks of Being a Wallflower, Goodfellas, and Godfather.
So Perks 1, Goodfather. What is it?
No order, but yeah.
No. I'm just saying votes.
Perks, Goodfellas, Godfellas. I just did the exact same
Yeah, I
thing.
know. It's pissing me off.
Goodfellas and Godfather.
Okay, so Good, God, Perks, all of one.
Yeah, there we go.
Jace?
Schnur, what was your movie pick again?
Goodfellas.
Oh, right. And Jordan, yours was A Beautiful Mind.
Yep.
Wow. This is a strong slate. If anybody knows their order, go ahead of me. I'm thinking.
This is
Christian?
perfect to do mob movies, by the way.
I was
But
gonna say, yeah.
yeah, I'll go Good, Perks, and Barry.
So Good has 2, Perks has 2, Barry has 1.
I was thinking the same thing, Christian, because I had both of these like as potential options too, and I was like, if I don't pick one, like someone's probably gonna pick the other, and it's gonna be a mob movie week.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's how it
Gordon,
plays out.
Godfather also has.
Has
I
1.
was.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
don't necessarily want to watch 2 mafia movies in one, so I'm gonna keep it in the family with Marlon Brando. So I'll go The Godfather. I'll go A Beautiful Mind, and I'll give Jagger a vote. I'll go Barry Lyndon.
You were actually like the one vote like I didn't want there because you haven't seen Goodfellas.
I know,
So
but I don't want to
you-
watch.
What?
I don't
Dude,
want to
that's
watch.
insane.
I don't want to
It-
watch 2 in 1 week though.
That's
It'd be a
fair.
perfect
That's
episode.
fair. Watch all
Good-
the Godfathers.
Goodfellas
and
is
then
better
go
than Godfather.
Goodfellas.
Yeah, because like they said, it would have just been a mafia episode.
Okay,
Sure.
so tell me if I'm wrong, but Perks has 2, God has 2, Good has 2, Barry has 2, Mind has 1.
God.
Correct.
Think so.
I'm gonna hammer Barry Lyndon
Hammer Barry. Barry's
as
got
hard as I
3.
possibly can. I'll go Godfather and Beautiful Mind.
Okay. Perks has 2, God has 3,
Barry has
Good
Barry
has
has
2,
3.
Barry has 3, Mine has 2.
Tight
Am I the last
race
one?
here. Yeah.
You're the last one.
Ugh, and I can't vote for my fucking own.
You
I'm
want
not gonna watch
Perks.
Beautiful Mind.
We know you want Perks, so let's get that one out of the way.
Go Good.
We'll go Perks. Then we'll go Good. And we'll go Barry. Barry's-
in there.
Barry's got
Another-
4. Now we got a
Barry's
three-way
in
tie
there.
between God, Good, and Perks.
Oh God.
Another three-way tie.
Does a 3 pick too.
You guys want to do 2 mafia movies in 1 week?
I think it would
I
be
mean,
good
I want to.
content.
I want to watch Beautiful Mind, personally.
I think it would be cool to like go toe to toe which one's better because they're like arguably the 2 best.
I think we should just do a mafia episode then.
I can tell you right now, Goodfellas is better.
Godfather's better. But maybe we could save Godfather for trilogy and do that next week if we wanted to like rig it a little bit, or we could just do a whole mafia No, that would have worked because we already got those two.
I feel like we're doing adapted screenplays. I don't want to do like 3 mafia movies or 2 mafia movies, whatever.
I mean,
You guys
we
are
could-
tripping on A Beautiful Mind. I'm telling you, A Beautiful Mind is really good.
It's probably
I have
really
like other
good.
picks, but
Yeah.
I voted A Beautiful Mind. Like,
They're all great.
So how do we decide here? Are we spinning a wheel, or were you
Well,
picking or something?
what did we do last week? Where it was like, because you already have yours in and Jordan's is already out. So would you guys pick?
Yeah, pick one to not watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Godfather.
it's between
Fuck.
God,
Those
Good,
are
and
literally all the 3 I wanted to watch.
It's
too.
between God,
Alright,
Good, and
let's
what?
go,
Perks.
God, Good. and
Jagger, let's do
Perks.
Perks, Good, and Barry.
No, I would rather watch Godfather over Perks
Yeah, but
over Goodfellas though.
But Chase hasn't seen Goodfellas though.
I haven't
Chase
seen
hasn't seen
Godfather
I haven't seen
either.
Godfather
What
either.
the fuck?
The 2 most iconic movies.
Which one would Chase enjoy more? I think Goodfellas.
Probably Goodfellas, but Godfather is just like Godfather is so much more of a staple, and like
Yeah.
especially with Oscar, like
I mean,
both
of
of
them.
its movies won too. That's the only Oscar.
Are they both on streaming?
I'll give you my Paramount for Godfather. And
So I'm gonna need
Goodfellas
your
is on
Paramount too, then.
Max. Let me see that it's still on. If it's not on still, then we'll just get rid of it. Yeah, look how sexy that is.
Can't see it.
And you said you wanted to watch more Brando.
Fuck
No, that's why I picked it. I'm
Fuck
hungry.
Brando.
I'm hungry for Brando.
Oh, this is a tough decision.
Fuck Brando.
You
Let's
could
just
just
spin a
do
wheel.
both mafias.
In a wheel.
Yeah,
No,
just
we
spin
have
a
to watch
wheel,
Perks.
just
Yeah, spin a wheel, make it fair. It seems like it's divided.
All right. When do you guys do it, or do you want me to do it?
I got it.
So the one it lands on is one we won't watch.
Yeah, I'm really not mad about any of them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm spinning. This is what we don't want to watch.
Yeah.
This is what we're not
Yeah.
watching.
Whichever one gets picked is what we're not watching.
All right, spinning right now. It lands on Goodfellas.
Great.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Great. So we got Perks, Godfather Part 1, and Barry Lyndon. Perks of Being a Wallflower is the full name there, so I don't just say Perks. Could be thinking I'm talking about Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies.
It's a really strong slate, man. I'm actually this might be the most excited I've been for a slate.
Yeah, this is a
This
great
is
one.
nice.
I'm pissed.
All right.
Wait, what was it? Wait, we're doing Barry, right?
Yeah, Barry, Perks of Being a Wallflower, and The Godfather.
Barry might be tough, but we'll see.
Barry's gonna
Barry
suck.
won't be tough. If Barry's tough, I'm very sorry, but I don't think it will be.
I'm gonna send you a picture of my socks dripping in sweat. All right, let's wrap this up. There's gonna be a lot of cuts here. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching episode 5 of the Watch List. We're gonna wrap it up for this week, but make sure you check it out. This episode's gonna come out on Tuesday, so we'll see you guys all on Tuesday. And follow TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Thank you.
Peace.